Hello, the 31st here, how's it going? Welcome back to another character design analysis. Today we're covering Marnie and Bede. I previously covered them in my video on the rivals, but that was A, before the release of the games, and B, before their costume changes. With their new occupations as gym leaders come new designs, and they reflect their growth as characters in some pretty interesting ways, so I thought I'd talk about them today. Starting with Bede. And now he's a gym leader, we can do the template. So number 1, the league logo. Number 2, the sponsor. Number 3, the Dynamax band and glove, just obviously now the fairy type glove. Still on the left hand because still a lefty. The fairy gym logo. Now I did kind of touch on this in the Opal video, but I think the design of this logo might be a reference to the darker side of fairy tales. The pink wing of the butterfly being the Disneyfications of the modern fairy tales that we see today. And the black wing, the twisted tales they were originally based on. Think of stuff like the Tales Grimm. And lastly, on Bede's uniform is the number 908, which in Japanese can be read as clever. And that was kind of his thing. So, the biggest difference in his design is that he loses all of the rose stuff. The jacket, and most importantly, the watch that Chairman Rose gave him. His life has changed. His role model, the man he considered a father, betrayed and abandoned him. But luckily, at his lowest point, Opal was there to save him. And now, he has become her successor. As the fairy gym leader, he obviously dons the pink and blue of the fairy uniform. But he still kept some of his own little touches. While he's got the fairy leggings, he now wears the padded, breathable, mesh Under Armour things on his arms instead of on his legs. And as you can see in this picture, we know for a fact he wasn't wearing them there before. He's also no longer wearing running shoes, which may be a sign that he's no longer running from his past. A detail that I love is how the shirt is clearly way too long. It's obviously meant to be a dress. Almost like since the fairy gym leader has been a woman since the introduction of the uniforms, and maybe they thought a man would never be a fairy gym leader, they don't have anything besides dresses for him. But he wears it well, what can I say? It looks good on him. Overall, he just seems much happier. Look at the Twilight Wings episode where you see him training with Opal. He just seems to be having a great time. He is the only trainer to completely change their speciality. And honestly, I think the fairy type suits him pretty damn well. So, now on to Marnie, Spikemuth's new gym leader. And for the final time, we will look at the gym leader template. So we have the league logo tattooed on her arm, the sponsor, the Dynamax band, and now dark type glove on her right hand. And I guess it's interesting that she does still keep the Dynamax band. Obviously, at her home gym of Spikemuth, there's no power spot, and she physically can't Dynamax. But she isn't totally against it, like Piers is. The Dark-type logo, and since I made the video on Piers, I've had some good suggestions about what this could be. Most notably, Dew told me it could be a guitar, and I think that's exactly what it is. But specifically, to do with Gigantamax Toxtricity, as it carries a flying V electric guitar, and in this piece of art, you can kind of see a lightning bolt in the same shape as the gym logo coming off as Toxtricity hits the ground with its guitar like a rock star. And finally, Marnie's gym uniform has the number 960, which in Japanese can be read two ways: hardship and black. Black would obviously be a nod to her dark typing and her young emo soul, but I like the hardship one better. It reflects her upbringing in a dying town, one being suffocated by the powers that be to quell their rebellious spirit. But it's that hardship that's made her stronger, and kinder. During the previous video, I correctly said that the Team Yell outfit was based on the gym leader uniform that Marnie would be wearing. Just, at the end of the games instead of the whole way through. And in that video, I made this beautiful Photoshop. And I really like the oversized t-shirt look. I think it works really well with her original aesthetic. However, her actual uniform tells a story. It's kind of the opposite of her original design. Midriff and arms exposed, and legs covered in ripped, dark-type leggings. Her gym outfit screams confidence. Originally, her body language painted her as shy and anxious, but since the start of her journey, she has grown as a person and come into her own. When she left, Piers doubted that she would ever be able to take over the Spikemouth gym, but just look at how far she's come, and she's pretty cool in Twilight Wings. Thank you very much for watching. That was the last character design of Sword and Shield. But if you really enjoyed this, there is plenty more on the channel. There's a playlist with all the videos, so if you haven't seen them, please go watch them. And heck, I mean, even if you have, go watch them again. I would appreciate it. And finally, please subscribe if you haven't already. We just hit 900 recently, and we're getting real close to that 1K, so I'd really like some more subs, please. If we hit 1K, I'll do the sounds of Hoenn. Hoenn impressions. So do it. That's about it. If you feel like it, leave a like, and watch some other videos of mine. Goodbye.